In this video, we'll work on Discourse 1.7. Okay, there are no known issues. Okay, that sentence is fine. Okay, the verb to say. The official said to Daniel, so the destination noun phrase needs the preposition to. And for the object complement clause, we don't need to do anything here. This object complement clause is fully propositional. It's like an independent sentence, so we don't specify anything there. Then David said to King Saul, I will fight Goliath. And David said, okay, this conjunction, I'm guessing that's when we do the entire verse, the MTT joined these with and. Let's work on this one. I will fight Goliath, I'll fight Goliath. So that's a contraction. We have a group for contractions. And be sure to put a leading space and a trailing space and a leading space and a trailing space. Okay, that didn't work. And the reason is because there's not a leading space before the I. There's another rule. This rule comes with TBTA. When you create your language project, TBTA adds this rule here that, you see in the input, there's a space after the quotation mark, but in the output there isn't a space. So in this particular situation, there isn't a space before the I. So, okay, we don't want to fix this by eliminating the space before the I. That's not the right solution. Instead, let's do all of our contractions before these punctuation rules delete the spaces before some of them. So let's move this entire group up. So the contractions will be done first. Okay, so now that worked. And I think this conjunction, that will be resolved when we do the entire verse. So we'll ignore it for now. Okay, there aren't any known issues. Okay. Okay, you doesn't are able to fight Goliath because you are a boy. Okay, here's another contraction. Let's work on that. Okay, that fixed that. You doesn't are able to fight. Okay, this doesn't inserted by, so this is for the negative polarity marker. That would work for third singular, but this, when it's the verb to be, we have a different system for marking negative polarity. We don't want a preverbal, we want a postverbal. You are not able. So let's go to our spell out rule for verbs. We'll still rely on this rule to provide the right surface form of the verb to be. But let's add another layer specifically for the verb to be. So this layer will only apply to the verb to be. And let's get rid of some of this so we can see more easily. You're not able. So, for negative polarity, And actually we want that comment I just put up here. Let's move this comment down to this row. Okay, that's for this row. So we want to select the stem, and we want to add a column, let's call it post-verbal. And here's where we put the word not. Okay. You've just entered a new constituent into verb phrases called post-verbal. You want to edit your first verb phrase phrase structure rule. Let's say yes. It's there at the top. Okay, we want it to come after the verb. Post-verbal modifier. How? Okay, let's add an example for this. You haven't entered a name. Do you want to do that now? No. Okay, so this is how, this is not, and I really don't know, should this not come before or after the post-verbal? They might be mutually exclusive. They may never occur together. We'll put it there for now and see how that works. Okay, let's go to the next sentence. Defeat. Okay, there's only an agent and a patient. In English, we don't need to do anything. Okay, that sentence is good. Okay, no known issues. Okay, that sentence is fine. No known issues. That sentence is fine. No known issues. Then fight Goliath. And fight Goliath. Okay, I'm guessing again this will be resolved when we look at the entire verse. So we'll ignore that for now. Okay, that's the last sentence. Let's go to the full verse. Okay. Okay, so those conjunctions, then and those have been resolved. We have a pronoun here. Then he said. Then David said. Okay, but King Saul said, "You're not able to fight Goliath because you're a boy." Then he said. Okay, this is definitely wrong. On this he is referring to David. Now, David is the subject of this sentence, not the subject of this sentence. If you want to see that, you can, let's put a breakpoint. Okay, that's from this rule right here. Let's put a breakpoint right there. Generate. Okay, go until input structure found. Okay, so it found the input structure, and it's looking at this David, and then this David. So this David is the subject of this clause. This is a patient proposition, an object complement clause. It's a direct quote. So it's matching this David and this David. And we definitely don't want that. We don't want this rule crossing across a direct quote boundary. The simple solution is to say that this has to be third person. We only want this rule identifying third person pronouns. First and second person pronouns have already been identified. So let's mark this as third person. And we'll mark this one as well. Okay, so we've set this to personal pronoun. This is our warning. You've already set some of the features for this constituent to particular values in the output structure. Okay, let's say third person. And now we have to reset this to possessive, not possessive pronoun, personal pronoun. Okay, looks good. Let's save it. I would highly recommend going back. We've made some significant changes, regenerating all of your text now down through Discourse 1.7. I'll do that after this video. If there are any differences, we'll talk about them in the next video.